Today we're going to talk about the Bugaboo Fox Cub, a budget version of the Fox that was teased alongside the release of the Fox 5, despite still being a week or so away from its official launch, but where we can already see a lot of how the stroller will perform just based on the information that Bugaboo has put out about the model, as well as the fact that the Cub mostly seems to be cobbled together with components from other pre-existing Bugaboo strollers. And in this video then, we're going to explore 3 areas that we feel will give a good sense of how the model will be to use in the real world. The chassis, the model's expected driving performance, based on factors like wheel size and suspension, and the seat frame, the design of which in this case will affect how comfortable the model is to use. And first up on the list then is the chassis, where, like the Lynx before it, the Cub's chassis is a simplification of the Fox's, without either the flip-flop friendly ballpoint brake system, having just a simple foot brake instead, and without either the Fox 5's newfangled one-hand fold mechanism or the Fox 3's additional folding dials on the central bar, both of which are good simplifications from a longevity perspective in my opinion, since the reduced complexity leaves less room for potential problems, and which then, in this way at least, may actually make it the best Fox chassis on the current market, though I have to get my hands on the actual model, as well as the Fox 5, before confirming this. On top of the simplicity of the Cub's chassis, the model also has suspension built into the central bar like the Fox, and maintains almost the same general dimensions, meaning that it will have the same wide wheelbase, which is one of the keys to the Fox's easy maneuverability. And while the model does have slightly smaller wheels than the Fox 3 or the Fox 5, less than an inch off with both the front and rear wheels, they're still quite large versus the wider market, 8 inches in the front and 11.5 in the rear, meaning that the Cub will most likely perform nearly as well as the regular Fox models in terms of both being light to steer on smoother streets and in its ability to tackle rougher terrain. The last area where it's pretty easy to deduce how the Cub will feel to use is unfortunately not as positive, and that's the seat frame, where the model follows the Lynx chameleon line of using the much more fiddly, quote-unquote classic, two-handed seat regulation and two-handed seat frame release mechanisms, which I hate because I can't shake the feeling that this choice of mechanisms has really only been made as a sort of punishment for going cheaper, a way to, by contrast, reward the pricier choice of going for the main Fox instead. These mechanisms make reclining and removing the seat a lot less comfortable, in comparison to the now nearly ubiquitous use on the wider market of memory buttons and the lever on the back of the seat frame design. And, having disassembled both types of frames on Bugaboo models before, in my opinion, there's no significant advantage to be had here in terms of using simpler internal mechanisms, and I also highly doubt that there's much of a difference in production cost either. There are other differences that are worth knowing about the Cub as well, of course. The model has slightly reduced storage capacity versus the Fox 5, for example, and there are some differences related to child comfort, such as the model having fewer ventilation panels and lacking the extendable seat frame of the Fox 5. But what I went over in this video are the elements that I think are the most telling in terms of how the model will feel to use on the whole in any case. I'm personally not a huge fan of the idea of premium manufacturers reducing functionality and performance seemingly just to sell at a cheaper price point. Frankly, when I heard the word Cub, I'd hoped that the model would be a lot smaller. But if there is enough interest in the Cub, then we can buy it in the future and take a proper look. In any case, we hope you found this video interesting, and if you did, please subscribe, as this sort of support really helps us to continue making videos in the future. In addition, if you're currently shopping for a stroller, we have a buyer's guide on our Patreon page which lists a wide range of models we recommend, with a lot of technical and lifestyle related information. You can find it by following the link in the description. Thank you.